Today we're just gonna talk about hobbies.
Yeah, so if you still remember us, we are Marusha,
And Daniel.
and we have a kind of a lifestyle blog, which is focused in different areas, but the main concept that we are trying to show you is the slow and healthy life, which includes actually all the areas of our life, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like at a rather slow pace, more like easy going without stressing too much. We wanted to talk about this topic because we both agree that it's quite an interesting one. It's nice for the mind, for the heart, for the, for everything.
For getting scars.
Yes, for getting scars also, to get hurt, some of them. But yeah, just quickly, we wanted to mention that we have a written article about this topic. It's a pretty good one. It has our take on them and why they're important. So if you want to go and check it out, the blog is going to be in the description. So I'll leave it to you. I'll leave it the stand.
So in overall, we both agree, and I guess you all guys agree, that hobbies are a very important part of our lives, of all of us. I mean, this comes to the level when even you can turn into a very successful businesses. It's always good to find something that you are really dedicated to, and that it's at the same time relieving your stress. You're going to have a really great impact on your physical and on your especially mental health when you find a hobby that will boost your creativity, that will help you to get rid of the extra neurotic mechanisms, stress, that will relieve your fears and slow down anxiety. And also, at the same time, you can earn out of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you? I don't know if I ever asked you what. Now's the time.
What about?
No, I don't think I ever asked you what were your hobbies as a child. Like, not like a toddler, of course, because as a toddler we all wanted to be like, I want to be a firefighter or whatever. Well, but that's more
like dreams,
yeah. But as a hobby, did you have any specific hobby?
Yeah, actually, I had hobbies. They were linked to different areas. One was, I started pretty early in sports. I was training ski, like normal skiing, since I was 4, and I continued to do it till high school. Even in the beginning of the high school I was also going on competitions. Sometimes I won like a small prize, and it was kind of like a Nutella. It was called Vicky cream at that time.
Oh yeah, Vicky cream, yeah.
Yeah, and then this was actually, I was pretty occupied with it because we were going also in the non-ski time to have trainings and all this thing, and at the same time it was also very keeping me pretty fit, so I didn't need to go with any other sports. And the second one was like I was playing a piano, and I was also for 6 years. I have no clue now. I mean, I know because the brain
memory
learns, and it's a memory. But now if I see notes, I can read them, but I am not anymore so skilled. And I was singing also in a choir also for many years. I will not sing to prove it because you're going to go away.
All right.
So yeah, these were as a childhood, primary school, and up to secondary. And then I'll explain later, so I'll give you now the space. What was yours is a really small child.
Yeah, as a small child, I think I was doing quite, my problem, and I say that it's a problem that I am always, and you have noticed this. I grab a hold of something and I get very passionate about it, but in the short time I just realize like this is not mine, so I need another one.
Yeah.
I'm always busy doing things. But one of them was I was going into the YMCA in Chile, which is basically like a sports centers, and then
okay. Why?
Jesus Christ. No, it's called INCA in Spanish. It's called YMCA, and it's like a youth association. And I was going on the swimming lessons, and I was doing a little bit of a basketball and also weights, like gym.
Okay, so sport.
Yeah, more into the sport type of thing. And then shortly after, I quit this thing as a hobby, and I started to do freestyle with a bicycle, like a BMX freestyle. I got some little bicycle. I was trying to do tricks. I also went into skateboarding. I think that was more or less. And then I switched to the water sports. I was doing surf, bodyboarding, boogie, and that's about it. I think with the hobby activity.
I was mentioning the water thing. When I was going to the medical school, I got into the diving. That was.
Oh yeah.
I always liked swimming, but I was never training it. But the diving part, it was a really, really good relaxation to me. I was actually feeling kind of almost like meditation vibes.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it with professionally with
the oxygen tank.
I mean, yeah, it's a mixture of.
I thought it was the between the snorkeling and the other thing.
No.
Okay.
I was doing it with a regulator and everything, and with a gas and everything, and there were like really some things that I learned from this. It's how to get rid of the fear of like the deep blue and anxiety and like the vibe that when you learn how to do it was really, really a proper relaxing technique. So I kind of that's the only part that I miss from it. But after having 2 kids, it was just too much time, and also it's risky. That thing is like dangerous for the getting to travel. So.
Yeah, especially with diving, something can go very wrong, and
with my luck, because with you, I got into some different hobbies that they were kind of.
And let me tell you something. From all these hobbies that I dragged her into, most of them you got hurt.
I guess he had another plan, but it didn't work.
That is really unfortunate because, this is more or less like into the topic of what kind of hobbies that we're doing now or we did in these last years, which is they're very, very diverse. I could say. I mean, the only common thing is that some of them they were very risky. They were. Because we were doing canyoning, you remember? We went to canyoning once, and I didn't like it because, I don't know, I just don't like to walk too much into these rocks. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem to do sports for a longer time, but canyoning, you had to really walk all the way up to the... Here there is a valley here, such a valley. It's gorgeous, but you really have to go with the neoprene suits at the top of the heat and with helmets and everything, and then you have to walk all the way up. And then go down into these rapids, which I didn't like it, to be honest.
I don't know, yeah. I mean, I was afraid of the height because the canyons there, you had to sometimes jump from kind of a very high cliffs or with the help of a rope. And I don't have the best, relationship with heights. And I'm also a bit of claustrophobic. So when we had to move through like really narrow tunnels,
they were
jump in
narrow, very.
No.
This was crazy. But yeah, the ones that we were doing now, if somebody is interested into this topic, you can also leave your comment down below about what are your hobbies that you are currently practicing. But
or when you were a child, and you have a good memories, so we can see.
Or if you would go back to some of those hobbies, because for example, if you ask me now, if we would have a coast with waves, because in Slovenia there are no waves, I will go back to surfing for sure. This is something that I always. We did it now,
I would rather dive. Not dive, but dive.
Yes. Yeah, but the thing is, the hobbies that we were practicing now and we went through, some of them were mountain biking, which this was like, initially was like cruising, just like going like cross-country mountain bike, also with the whole gear and everything, but just to explore the country.
Yeah,
the nature, which was very beautiful.
Nice. And relaxing, and also we were pretty fit at that time.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of sports.
Like aerobics.
Yeah.
You hurt your knees.
Yeah. I hurt my lower back also with the aerobics because I have some troubles in my lower back. But anyway, this was one of the things that includes and involves bicycles. And then we were doing also. I wanted her to try bodyboarding and surfing, and so we went to Portugal and we went to this big.
Actually, was our
there was a honeymoon, and it was like we should go surfing for a honeymoon. She didn't have a clue, so I just explained a little bit of what to do and what not. But she did what she shouldn't do. She got hurt on a big swell. So
that was scary. Yeah, that was a very, very how to say, tough experience.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know, and I didn't predict how bad it can be if you are too late to grab the wave.
Yeah.
And I missed it. I didn't catch it in the proper time. So actually, the first wave grabbed me, and it luxated my shoulder, the right shoulder. And I was kind of inside the deep water with the mega waves.
In the middle of the set, for the ones who understand about how this thing works, this comes by sets. So this was like a 5-wave set. She got caught in the first one, and then four more came back.
Yeah, so with a luxated arm, I had to dive below the next waves. Thank God for the diving experiences. And so I managed. And then he came there, and I gave him instructions because I know how to do repositions. I gave him instructions how to do a reposition of my shoulder in the middle of the sit. And it got totally okay, and luckily I got out of the water still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one that was the only one with the but that was not, because we were going also in Italy. We were looking for waves in some of the Italian coast.
Yeah,
and they were pretty decent.
Yeah, it was somewhere there.
But then because of the distance and everything, it was not worth it that we would be traveling so far just to go into the waves, even if there were waves, because Italy is not very good for this, at least in that part not. So then we were like, let's do a little bit more of the bicycle thing, but this time let's spice it up a little bit, and we switched from cross country to downhill, which was pretty irresponsible because we none of us had the experiences for downhill, and also I was more into the studying more the techniques and the bicycle needed and the equipment needed. I was the one going fully armored, and I went to a couple of bicycle parks, like downhill parks in Slovenia and also locally, which was okay, but still, I mean, I don't know. Then I just had the idea to go into that we would go to this the downhill park in some area in Slovenia, which is very, very dangerous. And then she got hurt again. And that was bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, I was actually telling him that, in my opinion, we don't have proper bikes, especially me, because I had like just one suspension bike, not double suspension bike.
And also the frame was not the right one. The frame was not for downhill.
Yeah, and I was wearing an open helmet, and I was also having this kind of when we were going up with the
lift.
With the ski lift, actually. Mm-hmm. I had this weird feeling, and I was like, I don't feel this thing. And then we went 2 times down, and I was getting the vibe of it, and it was okay. But then the 3rd time, I took another path, because the first one that I was taking was kind of not next to, and I just decided to go on a little bit out of the regular path, and it was so wet, and it was pure rock. Mm-hmm. And then I just felt like that my bike started to slide. And what happened was, I knew from a month before, because I felt over the bike and I got hurt on the rib. So I learned from that lesson that this is not a good idea, and especially really steep hill with just pure rocks. I was
fast and going fast.
Yeah, I'm always fast from the skiing in a steep hills. But actually at that time, I knew that if I break, I'm gonna probably die. So I just let the bike slide. and it hurt like my whole left side. I was just like, oh, I didn't remember for like immediately after the falling. I was immediately like passed, and then when the memory started to get back, I started to feel like I'm all bleeding and I couldn't move the shoulder. Again, my shoulders are like really my enemy. And then he was in front of me. I was like, where I am? Is it everything okay? I started to move. I felt my limbs. I just couldn't move the left arm. And then I saw him. He was there like screaming, okay. Like,
because I saw it from outside, right? So I saw a dead body there. I mean, I saw her, no color, bleeding from the face, and the glove was torn apart, and these were heavy duty gloves, and the whole one side was open, the t-shirt was open, and it was like rocks inside of the flesh. So it was pretty nasty, and there were people coming there, other mountain bikers. They stopped and they were like, "Don't move," And then it was pretty serious. And then they came to the rescue, some people, and they wanted to bring a helicopter. So this was not like we are not over exaggerating. This was nasty. And then the recovery was also a pretty slow one. This recovery took 4 years. The whole therapy of the shoulder. I mean, I remember that just like not long ago, you still have issues with the shoulder.
Yeah, I have issues with both shoulders, which I'm dealing with. Like I'm gonna show you in one of the videos, actually, how to treat the scar, because I have a mega scar in this shoulder from this injury, and also on the face from this injury. But the recovery, actually, I did it super quick because I work with my hands, and I was forced in 1 week to get back with my work, because as a surgeon I can't, and I'm working on my own, actually, for not in a public system. So that was like kind of okay, how to get a very quick recovery and how to get back to the job with teared muscles. And I really managed with a good physiotherapy and painkillers to go quickly back. But the pain, that's another story, because the pain takes years to get back.
Years.
And the scar, it's really important that you start to deal with the scar very soon, and with the deeper scars in the muscles and everything, and that helps a lot with quicker recovery. So that
was the saddest part, or the bad part, the negative side of the hobbies. But to keep this video a little bit more, a little bit less painful to hear, one of the things that we started doing, it was also which at least I know that for you also, but for me was really, really relevant. It was street photography. This was one of the things that I really enjoyed, and this was something that I was, whenever I could, I would go to explore, Ljubljana center, Ljubljana city, and sometimes we went also, we went to Budapest to just do street photography. Yeah, Munich. We were in Austria and Vienna to just do street photography shows, which was, there is something very special, at least for me, with the street photography, which is just the piece that you have like walking and then exploring and seeing the world around you, and then you see things that, I don't know, you wish, or you want to have them kind of immortalized. So then you just snap a photo, and then it became really kind of a therapeutic. And we did this for many years.
How come you stopped with this thing?
I think I stopped with the street photography for 2 reasons. One reason was that we got into filming weddings, and we started to do a lot of projects with filmmaking and photography, and kind of a professional level, and as a job. Then you don't have the time and the mind to go out and do more work with the camera. The second one, and I think that this is the one relevant, and this is probably something that might resonate with any of you viewers, it's the social media. This is very. It's just no. It's true, and I've seen a lot of people that they go through the same thing. Sometimes you do these things for your own spirit, but then when you need to have very thick skin if you are going to share this thing on social media, because then you are doing things based on the feedback from people. So in a way, it was just like, oh look, I will just do an Instagram about street photography, and then just to have somewhere like some sort of a gallery, not to be paying a website to have just the thing there, just to have it stored somewhere that I could just brag about it or for myself, for personal pleasure. But then I started to get like feedback from people, and then like good feedback, and it was just like, oh my god, then the next photo that I'm gonna try to get a photo for the likes. And that was the downfall of street photo for me, because I got too hooked to this thing, and I was just like honest enough to say, I cannot deal with this thing, so I'm just gonna stop doing it. It's weird, but anyway, that answers your question.
Yeah, I understand. To me, it's like I still have this vibe. I like wherever I go, and it doesn't matter if I have a camera or not, because now lately we have very capable phones. The iPhone that we are having actually takes great shots, and I still enjoy it very much. I have to say that to me, the capturing the vibe of the street, I like, especially. How to say, I like old and rustic streets, and also textures. I like architecture. I like people just doing their thing, not being like very documentary style. I'm more into this, and I feel like okay, this is relaxing me. So I still have this vibe, and I never bothered with this that you are mentioning about the social media. I just put there whatever I felt like, okay, I like this thing and I'm gonna show my work, and I never bothered for any feedback. To me, it was just like, oh yeah, nice. I don't go into this mentality like you were describing.
Sorry to interrupt, but that is a conversation to discuss maybe in a separate also video, because this is quite, it can really ruin someone's hobby if it comes to something that is exposed to social media, such as photography. If you're gonna deal with social media, and if you're going to switch your passion for likes from people you don't know, you're gonna have a bad. So that's why I always want to. Since then, I'd rather be kind of a more behind the scenes and trying to produce things without like, oh me.
So actually now you heard from him that besides street photography, we were as a hobby first doing also other photography types, which was including our passion and collection of perfumes. And this then became out of the hobby of product photography, and also some beauty products and this type of things. We actually developed professional cooperation with brands, perfumers, and also stores, so we could do material for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a very good experience. And actually, it became a profession. And the other type of photography that we were doing, and we were doing photos and films as many times just us as a team, which is kind of like congratulations to both of us.
Yeah, we made it that far.
We made it together. They were like weddings, and that's like a very tough experience. However, things that the wedding photographers and filmmakers, they have easy job, they're really wrong, because this is physically very demanding, and also you have to be really quick, and it's on the go, and you have to be very creative, and you have to also adapt to the different situations that they don't follow the plan. Sometimes we went on smaller weddings. We went solo, and we were doing both. So sometimes we brought the third person. It depends on massiveness and locations. Mm-hmm. But that was a hobby. So from photography, hobby, we developed into pretty
It was a pretty solid business. Yes.
yeah. And what is very important here, when you are really dedicated to a hobby that you like, that it relaxes you, and you actually are interested to get a lot of knowledge about it. So you look into Google, into the blogs, you find a lot of very good advices. YouTube is perfect to get a lot of also visual explanation, and really you learn quicker than through just written parts. And we, for all what we are mentioning here, we actually used these sources, and of course books and online material that is available.
Yeah.
And many people go through different courses, which is great. We didn't go in this case through a course, but through many online available. What we are here explaining to you is how we actually build our business through our hobby, which the sport didn't bring us to any professional.
No.
The singing, obviously not.
No.
Playing piano neither, and other little things. But two things that I think that we are using very well is our skills of creativity and writing, and our skill of photography and filmmaking. And this is enabling us to have all what we created now, and we want to share it with you. And we want to also give you opportunity to ask things, to give you some tips that we know. Also, my passion for people, and since early age, it brought me with kind of I was always learning about how to help and how to do bandages and all these things, and this brought me to the medical field, which I'm still working in, and pretty normally. And this is also from almost a hobby. It became also a profession.
Mm-hmm.
And what about the other things? Because we still have some hidden gems there.
Yeah, one of the things that comes to mind now, it's that I was getting into the gardening, and I was doing pretty well. We invented a whole year of eating our own produce.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. I mean, I was like, I need to learn how to grow vegetables.
He goes in big, It's like
They were
bringing all
bags of tomatoes and
paprika.
paprikas, red peppers, green peppers, yellow peppers, whatever. And it was amazing, like herbs. I love cilantro. You cannot find cilantro here in Slovenia. You can just find it maybe in some street market. Yeah, just very rare. But then I was like, I'll grow it. Cilantro.
That was lasting for a year, right?
Yeah, the whole year. Yeah. This was pretty good, and a lot of different tomatoes. This was amazing experience as a whole.
And he also likes to cook. If I have time, I do like to cook and prepare some very the things that I like to eat. But this is not so often because of the time lag. And I am also not an everyday cook, but you do like to cook.
I love
it. Could easily be your job.
I could. And I cook very well. I'm not saying because I am the one cooking, but I like the taste of the things that I do because I enjoy doing it. I'm always trying to adventure into different cuisines from different parts of the world. I'm reading a little bit of a Middle Eastern cuisine or Asian cuisine. Japanese or Chinese and South American for sure. Slovenian cuisine,
some very good.
There are good things, but I never tried to prepare them because then you can grab them here somewhere.
Now it's time to try.
Yeah, I should. Mm-hmm. One other one?
Well, we also both have drawing skills, but very different. You were doing tattoos?
Yeah, I was also doing tattoos for a while. But there is something that I can. I don't know. I don't have very good memories about this part of life because there is where I got into some health troubles, but they have nothing related to the tattoos. But then after the recovery of some surgeries, I couldn't sit down for too long, and it was just like.
My passion with the drawing part. It's more linked to the interior design.
Yeah, you're good at it. You're very good.
Since high school. I found out some programs that you can actually do 3D, but I was also drawing in the paper myself, and I really enjoy when I come into the place. I feel like, okay, it has a good energy, it's fluent, everything, or I feel immediately like, okay, something is off here with the space and decoration, and also how the position of the, I don't know, chairs and tables and all these things. So this was a mega relaxing, how to say, hobby through the old medical school. Whenever I had breaks in between, besides playing games of civilization and colonization, I was a master at it. I managed to also draw in between, so my brain would go to something else. And it also helped me with the anatomy sketches that I had to draw. But I'm not good at like painting, like a painting, but more like a 3D and with all the this interior design.
Yeah, you are
stuff.
very good at it, I have to say. Well, when we were designing the rooms and everything, and I was like, wow, that's some talent, because I couldn't. I mean, I am not good for these geometrical shapes. I was also doing a lot of. Also because of just, how to say, I was curious about it. I was painting with pastel colors. So I was doing a lot of kind of, dark motifs. Because it might sound very maybe unusual, but I am a fan of horror, and I'm a hardcore fan of horror films. And this is something that it has been with me forever. And I love the how to say, the visuals of it. So then when I started to do pastel colors, everything was more into this horror leaning.
But it does go together with me. It's like pastels to me are something nice, bright.
Oh, pastel. You use pastel red, red, black, grays, and whites. Also, you could do some that stuff.
A lot of rochas explained. But
yeah, the rochas.
yeah, taste of rochas.
So yeah, I think that those are the main ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end, you can see that we had many hobbies, and we still have them. Some of them, we kept them really as a hobby, the sports and the cooking and the drawings and all these things. But the main one we both share, and this is a passion for photography, filmmaking, and writing things. And this one we actually developed into the professional thing.
Yeah.
And couldn't be better, the decision. I think when you really like to do something, then you just stick to it, you research, you dig into, get knowledge, not just like, okay, one thing is passion, but you need to know the basics, and then you can upgrade to a higher level and make it into the profession.
But if you would have to pick something to add on.
So I don't know. Actually, I would lower the amount of.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would not add. Right now, I don't feel like I have a need to expand my hobbies, because I am fully loaded with professional work plus the limited time that I have for the hobby.
So you don't have like idyllic thing like, oh, I wish I would know, or I wish I would do this.
I'm actually totally like, okay, that's it. I wanna continue with this. I'm satisfied with it, and I would lower maybe some areas to do them less. I'm
also set with the things that I am doing currently. The hobbies that I have right now, I don't have many hobbies like as a hobby. This is everything that I'm doing right now, about producing for work, basically.
We would really appreciate if you let us know about your hobbies, and if you have a hobby that you kept it from the childhood, or you will go into, or that you are interested to know more. And for a photography and videography, we are very open, or for anything that we actually named here, we can tell more in depth to any comments below. We can answer. If you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, share.
If you want to know anything about the things that you heard from us here, just let us know, and we'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, we can also meet in other socials. We are there as Daniel and Marusha in everywhere.
Yeah. We'll list them in the description. Yeah.
So they'll be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
Great.
Enjoy, and thanks for watching.
See you.
Till the next one.
Ciao.
Ciao.